Anyway, welcome back to another video. Here's one for the Top Force owners out there. Got a couple of cockpits in these little beasts right here. Anyway, Owen at Revive RC sent me a couple of cockpits. Basically, you just get this this area here, supply your own head, very good. But that's what I did for the custom Top Force there. And yeah, they look fantastic. They glue up inside the body, and on this one you can, hopefully you can see it. Spin it around maybe. Yeah, they look fantastic. Anyway, we'll get into the video and I'll show you the steps it took to paint them up and get them fitted in the car. And of course this one, next up I'll be painting the body. So then we can fit the cockpit in that. Should be fantastic. So on this custom Top Force I'll be using one of Revive RC's bodies without the scoop on the top. So it's all smooth right up here. It's over there right now. I've got to get it masked up and painted, and then we can call the car done. So I'll leave links below to Revive RC's Instagram and his eBay. So you can get on there and buy a body, buy cockpits or whatever you want. He's got quite a few custom bodies out now. So yeah. Catalog's growing, fantastic. Alrighty, we'll get into it. So this is basically what you get. You've got to cut it out yourself, of course. But as you can see, it looks all nicely molded. You got the headrest in the back there, and your head will go about there. The head is sold separately, of course. And you got this nice dashboard, and you can put all the, you draw your gauges in, or you can cut up decals for it, whatever. And you got this nice sweeping area around the back. Lines up nicely with the windows, very nice. So this is the one I'm working on. So I've trimmed it all out. This one's actually going to go in the custom Top Force. So I've got it all trimmed out there. Basically just went around with the scissors and then later went around with the Dremel and smoothed it all up. This bit at the back, I wanted to make a nice curve on it so it kind of looks good from inside the body. Same thing on the front, I wanted it to look good from inside, so I didn't want to leave it square. So that's pretty much how it looks when it's trimmed. Naturally you leave a bit on the side for your double-sided tape or ever how you're going to stick it down. And you got to make a hole there for his head, so I just used the reamer and made a 3mm hole. There's our driver's head. Filled up the holes in the top and the back. You can still see the one in the back, but it's all good. There'll be a headrest behind him. So went over it with some silver, and then yeah, painted up his face, and there he is. And while I was at it, I got the green guy in primer, ready to go. So I've got his head painted up, and he'll sit in there something like that. Should look pretty good. Now, before I get all excited and start painting it, better see if it actually fits in a car. So I'm going to use my standard Top Force, the one with the green and the lame flake. And as you can see, looking through the window, our first issue is the battery plug. It sits up too high because I've got it strapped to the top deck. So I'll have to change that straight away. And there it is. I think a lot of people tie it right there. So I thought I'd tie it to the battery wires instead and get it right out of the way. Now we got that nice open area there for the cockpit to sit in. And looking under the body, this is why I trimmed it this way, so it kind of fits and looks nice, I think. And you can use, up the sides of it, you can use Velcro or double-sided tape to stick it on there. I'm not sure if I'll do that. I might just put like 4 dabs of shoe goo just in the corners. That should be fine. I shouldn't need to take it out, and if I do I can cut the shoe goo. So then it was time to start painting some cockpits. So I got onto the black and silver one first, painted all the silver around. Naturally I masked everything, painted it from underneath. Only the headrest I painted on the outside with semi-gloss black, and I put a bit of matte finish around the back there. I might even put some matte clear in the middle there, just because I don't think it should be shiny. And there it is. Now I've got onto the green cockpit for the green Top Force. Now I've got it masked up and I'll put some lame flake on. I plan to use black on the dashboard, and around the back there will be green and a semi-gloss black headrest, of course. Now I thought about painting the arms and stuff in for the driver, but I really don't think you're going to see them, so I didn't bother. Now it's time to bang the green on. Yeah, it looks pretty close. Keep in mind we've still got the film on the driver cockpit, so it's nice and sparkly. So I used the PS53 lame flake and then PS17 metallic green, and then PS12 silver. Now I've got to put some black behind the dashboard area there. So I put a bit of black behind the dashboard, showing off the sparkle, and a bit of PS31 smoke, just wanted to make a bit of depth. Didn't want to make it straight black. So when you look through the window, you can kind of still see through it. Well, that's the plan anyway. So the dash is nice and sparkly, as you can see, and I'll have to paint the front of the gauge areas there black, just so the gauges look nicer and the driver doesn't have a whole lot of sparkle in his face. There we go, I've taken the film off it. So it's looking pretty close to the body, I think. Near enough for me anyway. So there we go, I've painted some semi-gloss black over the gauge faces. Looking pretty smooth, I think. So we've got our green one and our silver one there. So I've done the black seat part areas on both of them. Did another coat on the silver one. Looking pretty good, I think. And I just ran around the bottom of the dashboard on the black one with a bit of black, just to clean it up a bit. So for the gauges, I'm going to use some leftovers from the Lancia Delta. I'll just need to cut those to size and whack them on. May not do that on both though, I might only do it on one and draw the gauges on the other. So moving on to the green driver's helmet, I filled up the hole in the back and the top. It's not real pretty, but he'll have a headrest against him. So after sanding the primer, I hit it with a bit of TS27 matte white, then a bit of TS22 light green, followed by some TS13 clear. And I think the green looks close. It is a little bit dark, but near enough for me. So after that, I put his face on and did some yellow and red stripes around the helmet just to kind of mimic the stickers on the car. So moving on to the decals, on the silver one, I cut them out of the old decals. Not real happy with that. I think I'll change it. And I drew them on by hand on the green car. Put some silver around the outside of the gauges just using a paint pen. And there we go. Our drivers are ready to jump in their cockpits. So I'll have a quick look around each one and you can check them out up close and see what you think. On the silver one that's going to go in the custom top force, I will clean up the gauges and that. I'll take those stickers off and I'll just draw them on by hand. And probably put a couple of stickers or something on his head, or maybe some painted stripes, not really sure. But yeah, it'll look a little bit different I think when it's in the car. Now it's time to fit up the green driver to the green car. One problem here is the window decals are tinted. So what I did, I just ran around the outside, leaving the black on the outside of the decal, just for the window trim. Just ran around with a knife and cut out the tinting and tore it off. Next up, time to stick him in. You got a few options. You can use shoe glue like I'm using, or you can use double-sided tape or Velcro or whatever you like, but I just went for a few dots of shoe glue. And I did make some little marks when I lined it up, made some little marks with the black texture just so I can see where I want to put it. And whack the shoe glue in and off you go. So there he is, all fitted up. I like the way the side of the cockpit lines up with the window area, very nice. He's ready for action. So the sparkly green pretty much matches the outside of the body. It's quite close, I think. And the helmet kind of matches the stickers on the side. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, I think they look very nice. So yeah, I'll get on and get this one finished and we can call it done, and that'll be that. So that's about it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumb up. If you're new here, subscribe, that'd be awesome. And catch you next time.